Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. Wait, I totally forgot about my mic. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time watching me, thank you for finding me. This is not your first time. Thank you for coming back. I was like, "What?" Michael says they can't hear you. I forgot to put the mic in front of me. So, how are you guys doing today? How's everyone feeling today, first off? Are we feeling amazing? Are we feeling well rested? What is it? What's the verdict for today's energy? Is today a good day to be honest? Is today a good day for us to speak some truth? So, as you guys can probably tell, um, I am a female, right? I don't know if you guys were aware. Yes, I am a woman. So today, I kind of just want to talk a little bit about being a woman today in these times that we exist within, what it's like to be a woman and what it's like to be a woman that is a part of the spiritual industry. So I wake up this morning and I see a comment. Um, I see a comment that I found very interesting, and I'll share what that comment is. But my thing is that I personally believe that we as women have come a very long way. We've come very far in regards to creating some sense of equality with other people, um, aka men. We've done a really huge service when it comes to empowering ourselves, when it comes to really being able to stand on solid ground with the life that you live, right? Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm shocked or if I'm just like, that's obnoxious. So I wake up this morning and I see a comment. Um, I'll just read the comment. And you guys tell me what you think. My feelings aren't hurt, but it's just kind of, it's really indicative of how some people still choose to see a woman's role in society. So the comment is, "Hi, Emmy. I didn't have a private space to mention this, but a few weeks back, you had a bit of a creepy mention from a guy, and you blocked him immediately. However, we sometimes send mixed messages to those who are not respectful of others. I'm talking about your hat that states, 'Come and go.'" To some degenerates, this could mean something totally different and disrespectful to women. Sometimes we as women have to take the responsibility and be aware of how we portray ourselves culturally in this mad social media minefield. Blessings. How did you guys take that? What's your stance on that? And as you're forming your opinion regarding that comment, this is not a sexual act. This is a gas station. This is a very, very commonly seen gas station. This was bought from a gas station called Come and Go. So, what do you guys think of that? That there are still people today that believe, I mean, beyond being rude. Um, exactly, Mystic Mermaid. That's exactly, and I wasn't offended for myself. It's this sense of, have we not gotten past the fact that people who are abusive need to be held accountable for their abusive ways? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that there is somehow space within society, within each individual's consciousness, to believe that because I'm wearing a gas station brand hat, that I somehow deserve, and I don't even remember what the creepy comment was, but I somehow deserve to be treated with some really, um, unbalanced, sexually aggressive way. I That's crazy to me. Crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy to me. Like, "Hey, this happened a few weeks back, and it's been bothering me that you, as a woman, have not yet understood that you deserve and are calling bad attention to you by wearing a baseball cap." That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Even if I was the kind of woman who would come and do, live streams with a push-up bra on, showcasing my breasts, like, you know, posting selfies of me, like, half naked and just really sexually suggestive type of material, and you know what I'm saying? Even then, you don't get to tell me that. You don't get to tell me that it's my fault that other people are not comfortable in their sexuality and have some sort of, um, really unhealthy, very, very unhealthy perceptions of women. At no point have I ever done anything that would invite the objectification of me and my feminine parts. At no point. And as women, it's like this, I guess, a need. It's a very real, very in your face need to be comfortable with who you are and not allow people to try and dictate to you what you deserve, what you don't deserve, that you somehow have called ugly things to you. That's crazy to me. I know myself as a person, way before I even was gifted this amazingly hilarious hat. Um, I have been receiving pictures of disgusting penises in my inbox. I have been, very much objectified. I have been very disrespectfully treated on my personal profile, if you are part of my personal profile on Facebook, do you ever see me posting pictures of my cleavage exposed? Do you ever see me posting pictures of sexual positions or no? And even if I do, I still do not deserve to be treated in that way. So the main thing is, um, oh yeah, thank you, Chaos Crew. You totally reminded me. I was gonna do my makeup. I was gonna do my makeup while I talk to you guys because there's also another group of people who come from this mindset where, um, I'm not able to deliver spiritual messages or be a spiritual person if I have makeup on. Just even some colored lipstick is like, "Girl, you trying too hard. Trying too hard for what?" Maybe I like the lipstick color. Maybe I'm not trying to impress anybody. Maybe this is just something that makes me feel um, a little bit more able and willing to process the ugly of the world. I get penis pictures too. I tell them it's so small just to piss. I tell them it looks diseased and I hope they get the proper help for that, whatever their condition is. Like, I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I mean, what do you guys think needs to change about society? What do you guys feel is what's necessary at this point? And I mean, this goes beyond just an obnoxious ass individual who basically tried to victim shame and then ended it with blessings. No, no. It's it's not a blessing. Okay, like, I gotta look like I'm blushing. Let me just look like I'm blushing. They need to stop deciding what other people need to do. Amen to that. Amen to that, sister. Amen to that. Um, let's see. Red lipstick never suited you? It was only maybe a year or 2 ago, maybe 2 years ago, that I began wearing lipstick again after so many years. So many years of not putting on any lipstick. I used to tell dudes that sent dick pics, "That's all you got. I'm sure your mommy's sure proud." I love makeup. I love makeup. All right. I love makeup. I don't really wear a ton of it. Makeup stuff. And some people would just be like, "No, girl, that you don't know. This is a spiritual." And really, is it my job to try and play the role, to try and fill some sort of role? I don't do role playing like that. I don't. I'm just kind of who I am. What I like. What I don't. Um, I don't feel the need to try and impress anyone. I don't feel the need to try and play by anyone's um, specified gender roles. And as women, um, I guess it's just probably come a time for me to just speak my feelings on that. Like, you don't have to play a role. If people can't accept you as you are, even with your weird quirks or whatever it is, um, you try and tell yourself to justify people's ill treatment of you, because as women, we have a very high tendency to do that. Okay. We might not verbalize it, but we do have a very high tendency to justify the way people treat us, to try and find a reason. Um, and it's time that that really has some sort of narrative, has some sort of opposition, like something verbalized to oppose that really, self-destructive and self-loathing behavior. Because for much of my life, I've really partook in that, um, and I don't necessarily feel personally offended that someone commented that specifically to me. I feel offended that that type of mentality still exists in this society. You're talking to a person who, for much of my life, regardless of how I dressed, this is growing up. Um, I always knew if people thought I was attractive, that I looked attractive that day, because a specific individual um, would say to me, "You look slutty." Right? Hmm. I was told that often as a developing female teenager, and I didn't wear slutty things. I didn't wear super skin tight things, but I was often told that. "Are you a hooker? You look like a hooker." Uh, um, no, actually, I'm not. So, this is something that it really is something that, many females are programmed to believe is okay, and it's not okay. It's not okay. It's just it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that it's been, over 20 years, and that type of mentality still exists. It's not just one type of mentality that's an issue in society at this point. It's quite a few different types. It's quite a few different um, groups that are still very much targeted, still very much um, abused, basically. And I don't even wanna factor in, well, what if, they're an immigrant and they're speaking on based on their, previous cultures, heavily patriarchal. I don't give a shit what your previous culture is. I really don't. Now is a time for everyone to begin really shifting their mindset. If you can't function with a mindset that will usher in the healing of us as a people, as a human race, kindly keep your mouth shut at this point. Kindly keep your mouth shut. Simply because of the fact that me as a woman in her prime, and I'm going to be in my prime for the rest of my life. There's never going to be an age that I reach where I'm no longer in my prime. Let's put that out there real quick. Okay. As a woman in her 40s, I don't care if people think I look young, how old they think I look, or that I need to act my age. As a woman in her 40s, I'm still in my prime and I will forever be in my prime. Amen, Karen. Thank you for priming in your 60s. That's hot. All seriousness, that is amazing, Karen. I've known you for some time, and you are the most beautiful, most attractive, most ridiculously sensually powerful woman I have ever met. You are still in your prime. You're going to forever be in your prime. As women, we need to change this narrative that once you hit a certain age, you're downhill. It's downhill. No, boo boo. I'm not existing on a molehill. It's a steady climb up. And once I hit the apex and start going down, that's my last breath. I'm never not going to be in my prime. You know why? Because I have the mindset that tells me I'm always growing, I'm always improving, I'm always shifting and swaying into much more powerful waters. So you're not going to diminish me because of my age. You're not going to try and convince me as a woman. Every year that I experience in life makes me that much more powerful. I have that much more life experience, that much higher level of compassion, Christ consciousness, evolution. You're not going to tell me that after I hit a certain age, an age where I'm finally starting to understand who I am, that I'm suddenly past my prime. I'm seeing that in patriarchal eyes, the eyes that really, really allow for the abuse, the subjugation, degradation of women, that after you hit an age where you finally begin to understand who you are and you're no longer going to be taking none of that bullshit, you're past your prime. So that tells me that right now, as defined by society, being in your prime means you're of an age where you can still be taken advantage of. You are at an age where you have not experienced enough because of the limitations placed upon you by society. You have not experienced enough to truly pull in that Sophia energy, that Mother God energy. Because all we're concerned about as societies and religious followers is that Father God energy. That's some deep shit. That is some deep shit. The moment a woman begins to really embody that Sophia, sensual, creative, powerful energy. Oh, you're old. Am I? I'm old enough to spank the shit out of you. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. You have to really be unapologetic for existing and knowing and embodying the power of that mother God consciousness. Woo, that I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Nobody gets to shame you for wearing a hat. Nobody gets to shame you for understanding the beautiful lines that your voluptuous body can make. as women, grown women, I'm not talking about grown child women, okay? Not to diminish the younger women, but I'm talking about as a full blown, in her power, in her prime forever type of woman. You are a threat. You are a threat to the status quo, to the system that was established that does not take into regard what a woman contributes to creation. And this is again not to bash another side. We're not bashing the younger women and we're not bashing men in general because that's toxic femininity. This is about really recognizing your true power, that without you, you are the other half of creation. Without you, this species doesn't continue. But that doesn't mean we're above and beyond the men, because without the men, again, the species does not continue. This is about not competing with other people, whether it be a man or another woman. This is about really owning the power that you are by simply existing, by simply having all of these experiences that you've had. I mean, this is deep. How much stuff can happen in 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but we have a lot of very young people who are paying a shit ton of money and destroying their hair to get white hair. Mm, ooh. But it's not okay to be the age that you're at? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's okay for you to have wrinkles. It's okay for you to have white hair. It's okay for you to be able to tell someone who is being disrespectful to you, watch yourself. I'm old enough to be your mother. You're going to show me that kind of respect. And if you were not taught how to respect your mother, you're about to learn how to respect a mother figure, a mother essence, because I'm not going to tolerate your disrespect. I've lived long enough to know what I deserve and what I don't deserve and what I co-create and what people try and subjugate me with. So it's very, very important for women to really, really take in who they are. Okay. I don't care if you had a questionable past. I don't care how many sexual partners you've had. If you are living your life, live your life. If you are not intentionally hurting other people, you are not a bad person. If people don't understand the decisions that you've made earlier in life, not so earlier in life, the decisions you're making right now, that's not your concern. It's not your concern. So, for the comment that was left, my response, that's the most hurtful and obnoxious thing for you to imply that I deserve ill treatment for wearing a baseball cap bearing the name of a gas station. Your decision to give a company name a sexual meaning is none of my concern. No, what you are doing is victim shaming, the equivalent of telling a woman that maybe she was raped because she dressed in a way that invited it. Shame on you. No, we do not allow people to continue that narrative that we experienced when we were much younger. So there's that narrative, right? Oh, well, if you dress a certain way, act a certain way, you're kind of slutty and you called it into you. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. You're not going to continue to try and teach me, tell me that I have to believe bad things about myself when I know I'm not a bad person. I deserve to be treated with respect. I deserve to be treated with dignity. This is not something I need to earn. This is something as a human being I need to have a minimum level of. And I will not accept anything below that. And you have to be unapologetic about this. These are your standards. There is nothing bitchy or wrong about having standards in life. As a woman, it's even more important for you to have standards. It doesn't matter how you feel about someone. If the person you're attracted to is not showing you that minimum level of respect and dignity, you can keep loving them quietly from afar. Let them go. If people who are in your space, people who you live with, people who you work with, people who you interact with, are incapable of treating you with a minimum level of respect and dignity, That's their problem. You don't have to put up with it. You simply, hey, I don't think you've realized you've crossed the line with me. And I'm going to give you some time to figure out how to behave in the presence of another human being because I'm not going to tolerate that, just so you know. And you can think whatever you want. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to tolerate that. You don't have my passive permission to continue to be disrespectful to me because I don't do that to you. And it's very important that if you're the kind of person who gives other people respect, that you not simply accept people's treatment of you. Sometimes it's not even something that has to be spoken out loud. Sometimes this is an embodiment of your Christos. Christ's consciousness comes with it a high level of compassion, not just compassion for other people, but compassion for the self. And it's okay for you to embody that and be like, "Mm-mm, you don't get to treat me that way. I don't think so." Oftentimes, by just embodying that type of mindset, mentality, energy, whatever you want to call it, by just truly, truly embodying that, people won't even try. I found that when people are allowed to become too comfortable with you, where they think they can take liberties with you, aka take your liberties. Um, Sometimes it has to do with what they perceive to be some sort of passive permission. Like, oh, I can speak this way to you. It's okay. No, it's not okay. I'm sorry. You were mistaken. You made a miscalculation. And I'm now letting you know the trajectory of that behavior. Miss me with that bullshit. That's not allowed here. It's not. And some people, I've heard, um, I saw someone's thoughts regarding personal boundaries. And they were talking about how if you talk about unconditional love, then you can't have personal boundaries. I have no idea what the hell that's about. I'm going to be very honest. I have no idea what that's about because, as someone who has struggled with self love for my entire life, I've made tremendous progress, but I still struggle with that self love subject, life lesson. Um, that's one of the most dangerously toxic concepts, that if you have self love, you should not have boundaries, because with boundaries, you're telling other people how they can behave. They can only behave a certain way with you. And that's not unconditionally accept. I can unconditionally accept someone without them interacting with me. Let that sink in. Okay. I can unconditionally accept someone without them ever interacting with me. Doesn't mean I have to allow your behaviors around me. It just doesn't. I don't need to. You're not entitled to abuse me in any way, shape, or form. And right, smarty girl, that's another way of keeping us in bondage, to abuse. And it's not just women that are kept in this type of bondage, unseen, very thinly veiled bondage. I'm not going to allow myself to be chained to a system that does not respect my existence. Respecting my existence has nothing to do with kissing my ass, has nothing to do with complimenting me and putting me on a pedestal. I am not a damsel in distress. I have entered a phase of my development where I am in full embrace of the fact that I am a warrior queen. I am not just a warrior princess. I am a warrior fucking queen. And any attempts to try and invade my auric kingdom will be met with the appropriate level of force. And I no longer have apologies for that. Being someone who was raised to truly feel ashamed of being assertive, ashamed of exhibiting manly trait. You're not a man. Sorry, mom. She used to say that shit to me. You're not a man. Why do you keep acting like a tomboy? That's so embarrassing." Well, you know, um, kinda just who I am, mama. Kinda just who I am. And it's not that I need to be angry with her. It's not that she was doing things maliciously. It's that that is what she was raised to believe is the appropriate type of parenting that a good mother would give their child. It's always good intentions that end up fucking everything up. You know what I'm saying? It's always the good intentions. At no point was she trying to be malicious. At no point. But it was very destructive. If I was not able to reconnect with myself, correct that imbalance that was instilled even from childhood, because I come from a very patriarchal society. I come from a culture where it's very, very commonplace and no one bats an eye to make the type of statement like, "You're a girl. You learning how to drive stick shift is not appropriate. You, girls don't just let us know where you need to go and we'll have a man drive you." Mhm. 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 You like my hat? It's a gas station. It's a gas station. You know, people are like, "Oh my god, you're wearing." No, it's a gas station. You're putting the sexual innuendo in there. You're putting the sexual stuff in there. Um, well, excuse me. Smarty girl, this conversation was inspired by a stupid comment regarding my wearing of this hat, justifying someone's sexually abusive behaviors towards me in the comments. I guess it was a few weeks back. Um, yeah, this hat is from a gas station. That's the name of a gas station company. Come and go. Yeah, that's the name of a gas station company. Let me just show you for those who are thinking, um, it's a gas station. It's a gas station, okay? Um, ooh, you have a forklift license? That's badassery. I drive stick. I taught myself how to drive stick. And my family is full of amazing people. That's just a part of the culture. Am I saying that it's okay because I'm speaking in an okay tone? No, that's not okay. But I understand that's many generations worth of patriarchal programming that needs to be undone. And I don't feel like it's my job to undo it. But I do feel like it's my job to speak up for myself. I do feel like it's my job to continuously choose myself over programming. And that's okay. That's okay. Um, yeah, see, Jody has lighters from there. Oh, wow, weenie. Is it the 3-gear stick shift? The one on 3 gears? I don't know how to do that one. Um, I've been getting that since I started working where I'm at. Ooh, are you talking about, like, you know, the sexually suggestive, abusive type of behavior? Yeah, no, but, it's okay for you to have standards. And it's okay for people to think that, "Oh my god, she's such a bitch." Think whatever you want. I didn't care when you thought that I was being slutty. I definitely don't care that you think I'm being a bitch. Maybe that label of bitch that you're giving me in your mind is gonna help you to understand the boundaries that I won't let you cross. Because to me, that's just assertive behavior. Because it is. I'm not trying to find some sort of more positive way to describe my self-preservation, self-respect, self-compassion, self-love. There's no other way for me to describe it other than assertive. I'm asserting my space. I'm asserting my dominance within my auric field. If you don't like my dominance, go somewhere else. Very simple. Very, very simple. Um, uh, I do really want to know that beauty routine. Okay, so this is a really cheap lipstick. It is Cherry Bomb by Wet n Wild. You just dab it, and then you take a brush and you dab to blur it out. And then facial mist. There you go. That's the extent of the routine. That's the extent of it. Always gonna stick with wear what you want, coming from the generation where girls had to petition to wear pants to school. What? Are you serious? I never knew that. I never. So I went to a high school. It was a private high school with, with a dress code. I didn't realize that. Wow. So the high school that I went to, the dress code was very, very particular. It was a college preparatory high school, all like hullabaloo. Had a lot of, you know, jazz to it. And the males were not allowed to have hair that would touch their shoulders. It had to be shorter than that. Um, you weren't allowed to have any kind of non conservative, traditional type hairstyles. One of my classmates, he he had a very like fashion forward eccentricity about him. Fabulous style. His hair was almost to the shoulders, and one day he came to school with it temporarily dreaded. So it was like twists, like loose twists with wax in it. Um, so it kind of simulates the look of dreadlocks, but it's not actually dreaded. And boy, oh boy, he was brought into the principal's office. um, I can't remember if they forced him to wash it out in the middle of class. Yeah, no, this high school, it's like you have to pay tuition to go to this high school, and the tuition was comparable to a college tuition. It was fucking insane. It was insane, but, it's sad that with this high school, if you apply for colleges, um, a C grade in this high school that I went to would be the equivalent of a public school B. So it gave you a little bit more. It's some stupid shit, you guys. But, I mean, aside from that high school, I I don't see why other people need to be involved in your fashion choices. I just I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't understand. Hey, Miss Melissa. I don't understand why people need to have a say in your decisions. They don't. They don't. We have to stop giving people the power to have a say in who we are. I mean, um, unless you're really needing other people to validate you, because I think this is where it really stems from, the need for acceptance, validation. Um, I mean, I don't need people to validate me at this point. Um, my perception of myself, it's taken me many, many years to get to this point. I think I'm an amazing person. And what's sad is when people hear you say that about yourself, um, it's like, "Oh my god, she's so full of herself." Am I? To think that I'm a really good person, that I have a beautiful way of loving and empowering people, it has nothing to do with anyone else. It doesn't. Me recognizing my worth, recognizing my characteristics, recognizing my strengths, it doesn't take away from anyone else. The people who would be like, "Oh my god, you think you're better than everyone." No, honey. You think I'm better than everyone, and it makes you uncomfortable because within you, something has happened to really showcase the ways in which you feel you've failed yourself. That has nothing to do with me. It doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with me at all. Oh, hold on, guys. Hello? I'm fabulous. How about you? Okay. All right, that's perfect. All righty, bye-bye. I don't know what the hell that was. Between 11 and 1, daddy, if you're watching, they're delivering all kind of stuff between 11 and 1. I think I weirded him out. I'm pretty sure I weirded him out because I was like, "That's fabulous." My bad, Damien. My bad. I'm sorry. But, yeah, you understanding your worth, you understanding what you deserve, and expecting people to not treat you any less than that, the bare minimum, that's not bad. That's not a bad thing. It doesn't make you a bitch. It doesn't make you someone who is selfish. It doesn't, because many societies, most cultures, let's face it, this whole fucking planet is patriarchal, unbalanced, toxic patriarchy. Okay. The truth of our history as a people, as a race, we used to be a matriarchal society. And then archons came and fucked that all up. They really skewed the perception of men and made the males that existed at that time really truly feel as though, well, we need to take the power away from the women. Why do you think the number 13 is so vilified? That represents the goddess energy, the moon cycles. Because guess what? There's so much power in those cycles. Those are cycles of rebirth. Those are the cycles that women's menstrual calendars follow. And at a time with limited understanding and knowing, as a human being, how can you bleed with no wound and not die? That's powerful. It is powerful. I'm just saying. So, yeah, see, this is kind of what's happening right now in society with the whole statues thing. Thank you for the reminder. With the whole statue saying, "Oh man, this race, that's right." It is racist. It really is racist. But removing that is removing that reminder that as Black people, you are subjugated to so much and you fucking survived it. Not only did you survive it, members of your community reach very high levels of existence in this society. You see that and you think this is a reminder of the ugly past. Yeah, take it a step forward. It's reminding you of your ugly past and also telling you how powerful you as a people are. You were subjugated for so long. You are powerful enough to not just survive that, but thrive. Thrive. And yes, racism still exists. Yes, there is still so much inequality. Yes, there is still so much abuse of specific communities. But at no point do you allow yourself to believe that's all you are. That's what you came from. But that's not all you are at this point. And do I feel like these statues should continue to exist in their form? No, I think those statues should be left there and their hands painted red for all the murders that they were complicit in. Leave all the fucking statues, paint all their hands red. So every time a person sees that, they remember the type of shame that person's behaviors and complicity created. Because at no point should we forget the history of our nation, of our peoples. At no point. When there is a hostile takeover, yes, that's when they want you to forget. That's why no 13th floor. Oh, Friday the 13th. Like, fuck out of here. Please stop. So I got to get going. I have a session starting. You guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. I will try and come back at some point today, either to do an energy update, a Pisces reading, or maybe I'll get over myself by this afternoon and offer expedited requests. Who knows? Who knows? I'm in my prime, bitches. I'm in my prime. All right, guys. Thank you so much for letting me just spout off. I love you. Bye.